The battle between Gran Turismo and Forza is one that I just never really understood, but like, I'm not into these realistic racing games or racing sims, whatever you want to call them. I think they're fun to look at, and they're definitely really pretty, but beyond that, they're just not my kind of game. But I've heard more than I would have liked to about GT7 over the last year or so, being someone who talks a decent amount about PlayStation fanboys. Gran Turismo, as a franchise, is one that the PlayStation fanboys love to throw out whenever anyone says anything about a racing game, which is funny because when you look at the Metacritic user score for the latest Gran Turismo, things are looking the opposite of hot. Going through the user reviews, it seems people have been frustrated with the online policies for Gran Turismo 7, including forced online for single player, apparently, and the ridiculous microtransaction system, which aside from being quite Ubisoft-esque, has been getting a lot of attention online because of a tweet that started to go a tad viral showing off just how insulting this in-game store can be. Ains tweeted out on October 2nd, "Imagine creating a racing video game that basically locks people out of buying cars due to cost alone, as the time to earn is so slow, but then going one step further and saying cars are sold out." And he attached this screenshot, which is just wow. Today I learned digital cars can be sold out. Now, I feel like this needs to be said right out of the gate, but the fact that in-game digital items can sell out in this game is fucking insulting. It is a digital item. It can literally be produced infinitely at no additional costs to the people running the store. And this GT7 screenshot is emblematic of how out of hand in-game stores have gotten. Like, you're really telling me that an in-game digital car can sell out? Like there's a limited stock of them? You're literally just doing this to create artificial scarcity in the dumbest way possible and expecting your community to just be okay with it and to do the damage control for you. And all of this is for a game that's still being sold for a full $70. Not to sound like that guy, but it just amazes me that Sony pulls this nonsense with such minimal mainstream backlash, while if a different publisher like EA or Activision did this, it would be the #1 talking point of the month. And like, hasn't Ubisoft already been in the shits for the last few years for doing basically this exact kind of thing? And just so we're on the same page here, 750,000 Gran Turismo credits is $10. Credit earn rates in-game vary pretty wildly, but I found this handy chart from GT Planet, as well as a couple handy comments from the Gran Turismo subreddit explaining the breakdown of credit earn rates and whatnot. Point is, this game is a fucking grind, and that's on purpose, because if you're not going to grind hours upon hours to get these cars, you have to fork up real money to close the gap of how many credits you have versus how many credits you need. And the limited availability of digital cars is just an obvious attempt to get people to bypass the grind, because what if you haven't grinded enough hours by the time the car that you want is in the shop? Do you go grind more hours and risk the car fucking selling out? Or do you fork over 10, 20, 30 bucks to get it before it fucking sells out? Like, it should be really obvious why this system is the way it is, and the fact that this is in a full-priced game is just insulting, and I don't even play this fucking series. Artificial scarcity like this has no place in gaming, let alone a full-price title like this. But you know what the funniest part of this whole thing is? After this tweet started gaining some traction, some diehard GT7 fans decided to do some damage control, and boy oh boy was my screenshot button ready, because this is probably the most pathetic thing I've seen in a while. Like, I get it if you like Gran Turismo, I really do get it, but if you're one of the people willing to come out and defend the system being this way, you seriously need to wake up. You are getting blatantly scammed, and I will happily dunk on you in videos until you snap out of it. John Davis responds, "It's the live service part of the game. The store resets each day, it will come back in maybe a week, so I wouldn't judge the game fully on this merit alone. I assume Forza Motorsport will have live service elements as well, with rotations. PlayStation fanboys defend Sony without bringing up Microsoft challenge, impossible, 100% fail." Like, nobody was talking about Forza Motorsport. And if your defense of Gran Turismo having nonsense microtransactions, like if your defense of that is just, oh, well, Forza's probably gonna do the same thing, then just fucking holy shit. Just because one company does something shitty doesn't mean other companies now have permission to do it too. Just because EA tried to make loot boxes tied to progression in Battlefront 2 doesn't mean every other company now had the moral green light to copy them. And this argument doesn't even make sense because you said it yourself, you don't even know if Forza is going to do this. You're justifying what Sony is doing now based on what Microsoft might do in the future. Do you not see how bad of an argument that is? Woolly Gamer says, "Don't think you understand the appeal here. People who play regularly have hundreds of millions. Money is very quick to make, earning over 500k a race in some cases. For cars to be limited greatly adds to the collector's appeal, just like getting a rare trophy." Okay, but that's not the point. That's not the criticism. Yes, people who grind the game a lot will earn the currency quicker than the casual player, obviously. That's the case in every game. But the point, the criticism, is the artificial scarcity and the fact that this grindy system that otherwise would be like a rare trophy, like you said, there is now a real world money aspect to it. And that mixed with the artificial scarcity, the added incentive to spend that currency faster than you otherwise would, specifically so they can then cheese you into spending real money, that's what's being criticized. And I can get behind high prices for in-game items. I can get behind long grinds for in-game items, but what I cannot get behind are long grinds for high-priced in-game items that the game can then artificially decide you can't have because you didn't click the button fast enough or inhabit the server at the exact right time. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I just don't get the point of the game. But all of what I just described really sounds like a fucking scam to me. And I don't see why there should be a sale limit on digital cars in a game where you can pay real money for the currency. I don't see a reason for that system other than to manipulate you into spending real money in a game that you already paid full price for. C Fresh says this isn't an arcade racer, you don't get a supercar just for starting the game. Is this your first time playing GT? Drag replies correctly, the fact that the cars can sell out doesn't help your case. Then at Ortiz Yanni says it can be sold out just like any other item you can buy in real life. Bro, this is not real life though. That's the point. They're putting a sold out sticker on something that is literally not possible to sell out of. It's just a bunch of lines of code that can be produced infinitely with the push of a button. The sold out sticker is literally only there to manipulate you into playing the game more and visiting the store more often than you otherwise would. You can be a racing sim without being this much of a scumbag. Esteban says, bro, did you ever play GT? The rotation thing of cars has been on the game since IDK, GT4 or 3, I don't really remember, that's part of the game. You have deals and rotations, you can miss them, but they will appear again in the future. Dreg replies, did the old games have a way of purchasing the cars with real money? Esteban says, you can't purchase a car with real money, you can purchase credits and then use it on cars. You can't buy the car directly. Yeah, bro, you fucking showed him. Really? Alice says GT has emulated the live service idea for ages, but this has to be the worst way. GT PSP had daily rotating cars, and you just had to wait until the rotation got back to the one you wanted. This is insane. Sold out? Exactly. There are ways to do artificial scarcity for stuff like this without being complete dicks about it. The only reason for the GT system to be this way is so they can cheese engagement and player counts. Because if you want a certain car, you gotta keep checking back into the store to see if it's there, and you gotta keep checking back extra early, and you gotta be on time to make sure you get it before it fucking sells out. The reasons for the system being this way are so obviously manipulative and shady. I don't understand how people are so eager to look the other way on this. LSRGC Bath says, go play the damn game. I mean, cafe menus, missions, circuit experience, licenses, time trials if you are average. Reaching silver, you can get at least 6 million credits per month. Also, there's the events that pay big rewards in a short time of playing. Go figure it out. And then he gets fucking ratioed by Colt Eastwood. Bro, if you're getting ratioed this hard by Colt fucking Eastwood, something has gone wrong. The top tier cars in this screenshot cost 20 million fun bucks. And according to this post on the Reddit, you get 1 to 2 million fun bucks an hour if you're deliberately grinding for them. Again, I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm just going off what the Reddit is saying. And of course, that's not including loading times or downtime between races or not being able to play the fucking game, because this is yet another always online live service that will just tell you to go fuck yourself if you want to play single player without a connection quality that it deems worthy of its time. No one's saying you can't like Gran Turismo. We're saying you're getting taken advantage of for liking Gran Turismo. But yeah, no worries, people like me will just do the criticism for you. Also, ultimate irony here in this response. You say you can get 6 million credits per month in defense of an artificially limited car being 20 million. So assuming your 6 million a month here is accurate, congratulations. It will now take you 3+ months to maybe get the chance to buy the car you want. Sick defense, bro. Sick defense. Imagine blatantly lying about a game you've clearly not played a lot of. It's very easy to make 1.6 million credits per hour, so anyone who plays with any regularity can easily acquire these cars. What do you expect? The game to gift every single car to every person who plays for 10 hours? I love how everyone defending this game seems to have a completely different idea of what the credit earn rate is. Like, is that not just emblematic of the problem? But, El Chapmano, the issue here is that you are missing the fucking point. The point isn't the credit earn rate, which, side note, is, by your own admission, still a pretty stupid grind to unlock one fucking car. Like, you say here that you can earn 1.6 million fun bucks an hour, but that's still over 12 hours of grinding the most profitable methods possible just to unlock one of the cars, assuming the car is in the shop that day and not sold out at the time you look for it. The issue at hand is not the literal earn rate of credits. The issue is the way the store is being handled and how manipulative the artificial scarcity is. Also, you just said he was blatantly lying about something, but then went on to just scream out to the world that you didn't even finish reading the original tweet. Because the point of the original tweet went flying over your head, but just fucking go off, I guess. Like, again, it's not the fact that grinding 20 million credits in a $70 game takes a long fucking time. It's the fact that if you don't just have 20 million credits laying around at the exact moment the car you want goes on sale in the shop, you now have an added ticking clock to spend real money to make up the difference, because apparently digital fucking cars can sell out now. This really shouldn't be hard to understand. This is not the kind of nonsense that should be in a full-priced game. Like, I thought we were done with shit like this. And to be so vitriolic against criticism of this, like, people are out here criticizing GT7 because they want to make the game better, and you're like, no, absolutely not, you're a liar. Like, shit, bro, alright, I won't stick up for your community, I guess. Also, a reminder that this game has a fucking 2.3 user score on Metacritic, largely because of the issues we're talking about in this video, so to act like the criticisms at hand are some gross misrepresentation of the game is just kind of comical, but moving on. That's a lie. I got most of my cars in GT7 doing Tokyo Expressway, grinding credits and getting perfect races. I've only spent $60 real cash on 2 cars. Imagine trying to say the system isn't bullshit by admitting that the system beat you. Atlas responds, we don't care, plus you got finessed $60. Udio says it's not like it'll never be on sale again. Typically the classic cars are on sale for about a week. Think of it as something to look forward to, or be negative. That's your choice. Ah yes, all criticism is just being negative. Cool. Again, the game has a 2.3 user score on Metacritic, but if only all those people just stopped being negative. Shame. Every game is a 10 out of 10 if you just stop being negative. Look, I get the desire to defend the games you like. I totally get that. I also totally get that there are probably at least a handful of people watching this video shaking their fists at me because I don't play Gran Turismo, and that will somehow disqualify me from criticizing the business model in a $70 game. But shit like this seriously needs to get the fuck out of full-priced gaming. Like, I could look the other way on this if it was free to play. Genuinely, I could. But having grinds this long with a payment option to bypass the grind, artificially limited to certain time limits and use limits for the whole community because apparently digital goods can sell out, all of this in a game where you already paid $70 for entry, stuff like this needs to be chased out of the industry with a hammer. Again, I thought we were over stuff like this, but I guess I was fucking wrong. So just know that if you're going up to bat for GT7's business model, you can't be surprised when Sony starts trying to pull this shit in other full-priced games in the future. Toodles.